Welcome to Iowa Central Swimming. We are in the third event.
Which is the women's 1,000-yard freestyle. Currently, right now, we are pretty much a quarter way through with Shayna currently in first place and Grace not so far behind.
Results for event 2, men's 200-yard medley relay. First place, Iowa Central, time of 1:41.51. 2, Iowa Lakes, with a time of 1:42.56. And 3, Hardin, with a time of 1:48.65.
No. In the first the first event of the night, we had the woman 200-yard medley. In first place, we had Iowa Lakes, followed by Iowa Central, and third was Barton. In the second event, we had the 200-yard medley relay for the men. We had Iowa Central in first, Iowa Lakes in second, and third was Barton. We are currently in the third event, the women 1,000-yard freestyle.
In the third event, we currently still have Shayna from Iowa Lakes that is currently in first place, looking strong. And we have Grace not so far behind her from Iowa Central. And behind Grace, we would have Gabriella from Iowa Lakes. And in fourth place, we have Jordan from Iowa Central. So we have just passed the halfway mark for this race. Still in first place. We have Shayna from Iowa Lakes, and not so far behind her, Grace. So we're coming to the last 11 laps now, with Iowa Lake still in first. And Iowa Central still behind, looking strong still though. Hopefully Grace can bridge the gap.
These are by far the longest races we'll have this evening. We'll have the men's 1,000 right after this. The next longest would be the 500.
Yeah, which is
event 19 and 20 later on in the evening. This race is 40 laps, correct?
yes.
So the 500 would be 20. Both long distance for swimming, absolutely.
So it's coming to the final stretch now. So right now, Shayna from Iowa Lakes is on her last 2 lengths, and she is finishing strong, looking like she might win this. And behind her, on her last 2 lengths, is Grace Nordquist.
Who will also be participating in the 500-yard freestyle later on tonight.
So in first place, Shayna from Iowa Lakes just finished in a time of 11 minutes and 56 seconds. And right after her, Grace Nordquist with a time of 12 minutes and 8 seconds.
In third, Jordy DeBoy with the time of 12:37.
Now we have the boys. 1,000. In lane 3, we have Jack from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we have Fane from Barton. In lane 5, we have Parker from Iowa Lakes. And in lane 6, Carter from Iowa Central. Okay, as the first 50 went, Carter from Iowa Central is currently ahead. Not so far behind is Fane from Barton.
Results for event 3, women's 1,000 yard.
Not very many people in each heat here. Is this a smaller meet for?
Yeah, this is just a really small meet between these 3 teams. So it should be a quick meet. I'd say it's probably going to only be about 2 hours. But it's going to be it's going to be a lot of fast swimming, I'd say.
So for this race, how many heats are there usually in a larger meet?
Well, at our nationals at the end of the year, for 1,000, probably about only 3 heats.
How many?
3 heats.
3, okay.
So it's not a well-locked race, as you can see. So basically, the only people who do it are really tough mentally.
Similar to the mile and 2 mile in track.
Yeah. So pushing out in front as we go into our quarter mark. We have Carter from Iowa Central. Looks like he's going really well. Quite ahead from Fane from Barton. Let's hope he can keep that up.
This is the only home meet Iowa Central has this year, correct?
We do have next semester, but it's the only meet of this semester, home meet of this semester.
So how many meets will you guys have this semester?
We have 11 this
11 this semester, and how many?
No, this year, sorry.
This
we have
year,
11
oh,
this
okay,
year,
okay.
yeah. This semester, I think we have 6.
6?
Yeah.
Now, what events do you usually do?
Actually a breaststroker, 200 breaststroke and 100 breaststroke, and 200 individual medley.
And so in that race, up and down each
In
lap,
the
you have a
relay,
different stroke.
I'd swim the breaststroke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the second leg of the race.
First and second seem to be pretty close here, as third and fourth stay somewhat close, but falling behind some here.
So it looks like Carter almost is got one more length till halfway.
The mental toughness of these athletes have to be through the roof. This is
Especially for this race. It is a very grueling race.
since we are early in the year, what times would these athletes be looking to hit?
Right now, it's basically just to see where you're at in training. So what our coach told us to do is just swim your hardest and see where we are from there. And from that, we'll see what needs to be worked on in the certain fields, and we'll take it from there. So basically, it's just a meet to see where we are.
Just to feel out me.
Yeah.
Once it comes down to the end of the year, what is the time that for nationals are looking at?
Basically, lifetime bests. This year, we actually thinking about breaking a lot more of the school records that have been set there for more than 5 years. So basically, best times of our lives, and nothing less. As we see right now, Carter from Iowa Central is currently pretty far ahead and still swimming strongly. In second place, we have Fane from Iowa Lakes. From Barton. In third, we have Jack from Iowa Central. And in fourth place, we have Parker from Iowa Lakes.
As a swimmer, what's one thing that people tend to not understand about the sport?
Basically, it is a very, very tough sport. One might think that it might be fairly easy, But this really takes a toll on your body, on your lungs especially. During these long events, your cardio levels must be through the roof to be able to maintain a certain pace the whole race, because that's basically what you would like to do instead of going out hard the first half of the race and then not having anything to bring it back the last half. So basically you have to be extremely fit to be able to participate.
Especially in these longer races.
Races, yeah. And as we see, Carter's on his last length right now, finishing really strongly after such a long race. And now finished first in a time of 10 minutes and 56 seconds.
All three swimmers still in the pool seem to be finishing extremely hard after an extremely long race.
In second place, Fane from Barton just finished now in a time of 11 minutes and 39 seconds. And now Jack just finished in a time of 12 minutes and 13 seconds.
Parker Tompkins finishes with a time of 12 minutes and 57 seconds. Carter from Iowa Central in first with a time of 10 minutes 56 seconds. Second was Fane from Barton. Third,
Jack Gentile from Iowa Central.
And last, Parker Tompkins with a time of 12:57.
Now we have the women's 200-yard freestyle. This is heat 4 of the night.
Event 5.
Oh, sorry.
In lane 3, Maria Havlik from Iowa Central. Lane 4, Amanda Ward, also from Iowa Central. Lane 5, Monique Diaz from Iowa Lakes. And lane 6, Ashley Willie. Well. The 200-yard would be 2 down and backs.
As we come to the halfway mark, we have Monique Diaz from Iowa Lakes in first. And we have Amanda Ward from Iowa Central in second. Ashley from Iowa Central in third. And not far behind her, Maria from Iowa Central. Looks like Monique Diaz from Iowa Lakes is in the final stretch, finishing strong. And she just finished first in a time of 1 minute, no, 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and not so far behind her, Amanda Ward with a time of 2:09.
And third from Iowa Central, Ashley finishes with a time of 2 minutes and 33 seconds. And fourth, Maria with a time of 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Now we have the men's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we have Ian Crowell from Iowa Central. In lane 3, we have Caden Taylor from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we have Dawson Garenbarn from Barton. In lane 5, we have Hilton Collinson from Iowa Lakes. And in lane 6, we have Lasse Jorgensen from Iowa Central as well.
First, second, and third. Here, I keep it really tight. And first would be lane 4, Dawson from Barton. Oh, nope, lane 5.
Hilton Collinson.
Hilton Collinson, yes.
Yeah. Not so far behind him, right neck and neck is Lasse from Iowa Central. And not so far behind them is Dawson from Barton. It is coming to the last 50 of the race. Hilton's slightly ahead. Let's see if Lasse could catch up and pass him. Coming to the last lane right now. Lasse just slightly missing it. Hilton taking the win there with a time of 1 minute and 49 seconds. Right behind him was Lasse in a time of 1:50. Not so far behind those two was from
Dawson with a 1:55.
And Ian and Caden on their last length.
Ian in fourth with a time of 2 minutes and 22 seconds from Iowa Central. And in fifth, Caden Taylor from Iowa Central with a time of 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
Now we have the event 7 women's 50-yard freestyle. This is going to be the fastest race of the evening.
In lane 2, we have Kaylee Valentine from Iowa Central. Lane 3, we have Lexi Quigley from Iowa Central. Lane 4, we have Reagan Smith from Barton. In lane 5, we have Emily McMarron from Iowa Lakes. And in lane 6, we have Yana Burton from Iowa Central.
And Jana Burner just won that in a time of 25 and 66 split seconds.
Second being Reagan with 27.46.
Draper.
Third,
5, Clark, Iowa Central.
Kaylee
Livingston.
with a 27.99. Fourth, Lexi with a 28.3. And fifth, Emily with a 29.98.
Now we have the men's 50 freestyle.
We have 2 heats in this race.
This is the first one. In lane 1, we have Elijah Draper from Barton. In lane 5, we have Calvin Clark from Iowa Central. And in lane 6, we have Austin Livingston from Barton.
Calvin Clark is from Fort Dodge. He's also in our broadcasting major.
Okay.
He's also going to be in the play, which is going to be next week. Come out and join us for that. And first in that heat was Elijah Draper with a time of 25.06. And second was Austin Livingston from Barton with a time of 28.72. And in third, Calvin Clark with a time of 29.61. The second heat is just about to start. In the second lane, Eric Mendea from Iowa Lakes. And the third lane, Mitch Emery from Iowa Central. And lane 4, Keegan Wilson from Barton. And lane 5, AJ Cervantes from Iowa Lakes. And lane 6, Atticus Jurgensen from Iowa Central. And in lane 7, Corey Harburg from Barton.
It's going to be a tough race.
It's coming down to the neck. Keegan.
Keegan
Wilson.
snatched it.
In first, Mitch Emery in second. In third place, Atticus Jurgensen. Fourth place,
200-yard IM. Lane 4, Alonzo.
Corey Harburg. Fifth place, Eric Mendea. Sixth place, AJ Cervantes.
Now we have the women's 200-yard IM.
We have 2 competitors in this race. Lane 4, we have Sandra Alonzo Rivas from Iowa Central. And in lane 5, we have Brenda Naves from Iowa Lakes. Starting off with the breaststroke, correct?
Butterfly.
Butterfly, sorry.
Yeah. Going into the backstroke, looks like Sandra's slightly ahead.
These swimmers need to be extremely versatile to be able to perform all of these different strokes and do them efficiently.
As we go into the back to breast turn, Sandra currently in first place again, with Brenda not so far behind her.
Both athletes looking very smooth as they go to make the turn to come back. Brenda seems to close the gap a little bit after that turn.
As we come to the last leg, the freestyle leg, we still have Sandra in first, but Brenda not so far behind her. Looks like it might be a tight finish.
It's going to come down to guts in this last 50. 25. Neck and neck as they come to the end. With Sandra seeming to lose some speed.
And slowly.
Whew,
That was a tough race.
that was close.
10 men's 200-yard IM. Lane 2, Draper, Barton.
In first, Brenda with a 2:18.76, and in second, Sandra with a 2:19.34.
Iowa Central, child.
Excellent race.
Child, Spartan.
Now we have event 10, the men's 200-yard individual medley.
In lane 2, we have Elijah Draper from Barton. Lane 3, we have Noah Dalton from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we have Sean Williams from Barton. In lane 5, we have Gabriel Coromna from Iowa Lakes. In lane 6, we have Alfonso Flores Romero from Iowa Central. In lane 7, we have Noah Childs from Barton. First out of the turn is lane 3, Noah Dalton.
First, Wilson, Barton. Second, Emery, Iowa Central. Third, Jurgensen, Iowa Central.
As we come to the backstroke leg of the race, we have Noah in first place. And very tightly between lane 4, 5, and 6.
With 7 creeping up as well.
As we get into the breaststroke leg, still a fight for second, with Noah way out in front.
Noah nearly 3/4 of the pool ahead as he goes to make the turn to do his final 25 on the freestyle.
Noah winning that heat in a time of 2:03.03.
And second, Gabriel with a time of 2:12. A close battle for third, Alfonso Flores Romero with a 2:17. And fourth of 2:17.56, Sean Williamson with a time of 2:17.79. And fifth, Noah Childs with a 2:27. And in sixth, Elijah Draper with a 2:42.
So that moves us on to event 12, the men's 1 meter diving.
We will now prepare for event 12.
We have 2 competitors in this. First will be AJ Cervantes from Iowa Lakes, and second to go would be Eric Medina from Iowa Lakes as well. We will be back here shortly. Okay. He's going to show a replay. First off the board was AJ Cervantes.
Menina, dive 101C, forward dive, tuck position, degree of difficulty, 1.2.
Degree of difficulty, 1.2.
Judges scores, 5, 5, 4.5.
5, 5, 4.5 from our 3 judges here.
Dive 2, Cervantes. Dive 103B.
Cerente
1.5
back on the board.
somersault, pike position, degree of difficulty, 1.7.
1.7 on the degree of difficulty.
Scores,
6,
5.5,
5.5,
6.5.
and 6.5 from our 3 judges here. He seemed to improve from his first dive to his next there.
3C, forward.
We'll see if
Somersault, tuck
Eric can improve
position,
here.
Degree of difficulty, 1.6.
He's doing a different dive here. A little lower difficulty.
Scores, 5,
Scores from the judges coming in 5, 4, and 5.5.
dive 3 for Cervantes. Dive
Cervantes is back up on the board.
401B, inward dive, pike position, degree of difficulty, 1.5.
Cervantes going back down on the degree of difficulty here with a 1.5.
Scores, 6, 6.5, 6.
6, 6, and 6.5 are the scores from the judges on that one.
Third dive, Medina. Dive 201C, back dive, tuck position, degree of difficulty, 1.5.
Degree of difficulty on this one, 1.5.
Scores, 6,
6, 5, and 4.5 from our 3 judges here.
Dive number 4.
Fourth dive
302C,
for Cervantes.
reverse, somersault, and tuck position, degree of difficulty, 1.6.
1.6 on the difficulty here.
Scores, 6.5,
6.5, 6,
6.
and 6 from our 3 judges here.
Fourth dive for Medina. Dive 301C, reverse dive and tuck position, degree of difficulty, 1.6. Scores, 5.5, 3.5, 4.5. Dive number 5 for Cervantes. Dive 5321D, reverse, 1 somersault with a half twist in a free position, degree of difficulty, 1.8.
1.8 on the difficulty scale here. This is the 5th jump. 1.5 for the difficulty here on the fifth jump.
Scores, 5.5,
5.5,
5,
5,
4.5.
and 4.5 for our three judges here.
Final dive 202A.
We have our final dive for each competitor coming up here.
In a straight position, degree of difficulty, 1.7.
1.7 for degree of difficulty here.
Scores, 5,
5,
5.5,
5.5,
5.
and 5 for his final dive.
Final dive for Medina. Dive 5122D, forward somersault, 1 twist, in a free position. Degree of difficulty is 1.9.
Degree of difficulty of 1.9, our highest so far on his final dive of the evening for Eric Medina.
Scores,
A 5, a 2, and a 4.5.
that completes our diving.
And that is it for the diving part of our night. We'll move on to event 13, the women 100-yard butterfly. We have 3 competitors. In lane 4 will be Jonna Berner from Iowa Central. Lane 5 will be Shayna from Iowa Lakes. And in lane 6 will be Jordan DeBoy from Iowa Central.
Blood shots for 500, you should tell us.
Huh?
Blood shots for 500, you definitely tell us. Excuse me?
Rusty, at the end, are you putting on all the finishes? Is camera 2 angled at all the scoreboard?
Okay, and we're going to get started on event number 13, the women's 100-yard butterfly. In lane 4, Berner, Iowa Central. 5, Ascension, Iowa Lakes. 6, Du Bois, Iowa Central. Start.
So as the first turn comes, we have Jana slightly ahead from Shayna from Iowa Lakes. And not so far behind them, Jordan from Iowa Central. As we get to the 50 mark, we have Jana still in first place, Shayna behind her, and behind her is Jordan.
First and second seem to be staying pretty close here as third starts to drop back from second.
As we get to the final length, it looks like Jordan can sneak past Shayna. while Janet just completed the race in a time of 1:03. Jordan stealing second there from Shayna.
Event 14, men's 100 butterfly. Lane 3, Emory, Iowa Central. 4, Wilson, Barton. 5, Carmona, Iowa Lakes. 6, Kilograms, Iowa Central. 7, Spitz, Barton. Mr. Starter.
Next event
Now,
is event 14, the men 100-yard butterfly. We have in lane 3, we have Mitch Emery from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we have Keegan Wilson from Barton. In lane 5, we have Gabriel Carmona from Iowa Lakes. In lane 6, we have Ian Hilbrant from Iowa Central. And in lane 7, we have William Spitz from Barton. We have a string of shorter races here before we get back to the long race of the 500-yard freestyle.
as they're coming back for their 50-yard mark, we have Mitch Emery in first place. Not so far behind him, we have Keegan Wilson from Barton. In third place right now, we have Noah Charles from Barton in third. And Mitch just finishing the race now. Keegan not so far behind him.
In third, William. In fourth, Ian. And in fifth, Gabriel. First for the 52, second, 54, third, 59, fourth, a minute .11, and in fifth, a minute .49.
That brings us to the event number 17, women's 100-yard backstroke.
$15. Correction there, we're on event 15, the women 100-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we have Maria Havlick from Iowa Central. In lane 3, we have Kaylee Valentine from Iowa Central as well. In lane 4, we have Kayla Hinnon from Barton. In lane 5, we have Emily McMahon from Iowa Lakes. And in lane 6, we have Sandra Alonzo Rivas from Iowa Central.
As we get to the 50 turn, it looks like Sandra has pushed ahead. Behind her is Kaylee Valentine. And not so far behind her is Kayla from Barton. Finishing the race strongly is Sandra from Iowa Central. Coming in behind her is Kaylee Valentine, also from Iowa Central.
Kayla Hennon in third with a 104. In fourth, we have Emily with a 108. And in fifth, we have Maria with a 114. Event 16, the men 100-yard freestyle. Lane 2, we have Austin Livingston from Barton. In 3, we have Atticus Jurgensen from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we have Bailey Chavez from Barton. In lane 5, we have Parker Tompkins from Iowa Lakes. In lane 6, we have Leslie Jorgensen from Iowa Central. In lane 7, we have Corey Harbaugh from Barton. And in lane 8, we have Calvin Clark.
Slipping ahead already, we have last save from Iowa Central.
strong battle for second between 4 competitors. Finishing first is Lasse with a time of 20:49. Second, Atticus with a 52. And third,
17, women's 100-yard backstroke, lane 3, Ward, Iowa Central. 4,
Corey
Kittychaw.
with a 53.
5, Reese,
In
Iowa
fourth,
Lakes.
we have Parker with a 56. In fifth, we have Calvin with a 107. And in sixth, we have Austin with a 111. Next up, we have the women 100-yard backstroke. We have 3 competitors in lane heat. In lane 3, Amanda Ward from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we have Mercedes from Barton. And in lane 5, we have Gabriella Reese from Iowa Lakes. Now, if I remember correctly, you said you did the backstroke?
No, the breaststroke.
Breaststroke. Okay,
The
okay.
breaststroke. Yeah. The breaststroke is further on in the evening. The 100 breaststroke would be our. It's actually our last race, but before the 200-yard freestyle relay, which is the last event of the evening.
Results from event 14, men's 100 butterfly. First, Emory, Iowa Central. Second, Wilson, Barton.
So in first place, on our last leg of the race, we have Amanda Ward. Finishing in first place is Amanda Ward. Not so far behind her is Gabriella Reese from Iowa Lakes.
Event 18, men's 100-yard backstroke.
And in fourth, Mercedes, or in third, Mercedes.
3, Hildebrandt, Iowa Central. 4,
First with a 103, second with a 109, and third with a 118.
Iowa Lakes. 6, Dalton, Iowa Central. 7, Childs, Barton. 8, Crowell, Iowa Central. Mr. Stark.
Next event is the men 100-yard backstroke. In lane 2, we have Payne Pettigo from Barton. In lane 3, we have Ian Hilbrant from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we have Dawson from Barton. In lane 5, we have Lucas Stiff from Iowa Lakes. In lane 6, we have Noah Dalton from Iowa Central. In lane 7, we have Noah Childs from Barton. In lane 8, we have Ian Crowell. We have Lucas Stith coming on first at the moment. A tight battle for second between Noah Dalton and Dawson. First, Lucas Stith with a 53. Second, Noah Dalton with a 55. Third, Dawson with a 56. Fourth, Ian with a 102. Fifth, Noah Child with a 103.
Event 19, women's 500-yard
Sixth,
freestyle.
Payne Pettigo with a 104. And seventh,
5,
we have
Kias,
Ian
Iowa Lakes.
Crowell with a 121.
Iowa Central. Mr. Starter.
We have another long race coming for you. This is the women 500-yard freestyle. We have 3 competitors. Grace Nordquist from Iowa Central. In lane 4, lane 5, we have Monique Diaz from Iowa Lakes. In lane 6, we have Ashley Willie from Iowa Central. So Dylan, you were from South Africa, correct?
Yes.
How did you find out about Iowa Central?
I actually went through a recruiting agency with the old U.S. swimming coach. His name is Rick Plain. And basically what I did was I sent my information to him, like my grades from high school and my swimming times. And what basically happens is he sends out all those times and all those like details to all the schools in America, and they contact me via email. And luckily I was brought here. I really like it here. Coming from a warm country, the weather during winter and the snow, I don't really agree with, but living through it already, I know what to expect. So,
is this your second year here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore now.
Did you have any other schools you were looking at?
Not any community colleges.
Oh, okay.
No. I spoke to the coach Joe Plain probably twice via Skype, and I just knew that was a place for me because we just connected on a personal level when I first spoke to him. So I just knew from there that this was actually the place for me.
Very important for us, or part of the recruiting process is being able to contact with your players, because you're going to be spending a long time
away from home. Yeah,
and you need someone to be able to rely on for things like that. Is there any other athletes on the swim team that are from out of the country?
Yes, we currently have 3 other kids. Sandra is from Spain.
Oh, okay.
Lasse is from Denmark. And lastly, we have a guy named Alfonso. He's from Venezuela.
Oh, okay. And did they go through similar processes that you did?
Yes, they did.
Is that a pretty popular way that at least for swimming, that
it's a more popular way because it's like more of the easier way to do it.
You just send your information to the U.S. coach.
You just pay a cost, and the schools contact you.
A little over halfway here. And first we have Monique from Iowa Lakes, and it's a close race between second and third here between Grace and Ashley.
Results for event 12, men's 1 meter diving. First, Clemente, score of 155.75. Second, Medina, with a score of 129.80, both from Iowa Lakes.
Now Monique Diaz is on her final 4 lengths of the race. She's still looking very strong.
Second, Jurgensen from Iowa Central.
Right behind her
From Barton. Fourth, Chavez.
is Grace Nordquist,
Fifth, Tompkins.
and in third place is Ashley from Iowa Central.
Results from event 17, women's 100-yard backstroke. Second, Ward. First, Ward. Second, Grace. Third, Maya. Event 18, men's 100-yard backstroke. First, Stitt from Iowa Lake. Second, Dalton from Iowa Central. Third, Cotton Manny from Barton. Fourth, Hilbrand from Iowa Central. Second, fifth,
If I read correctly, you guys, the men's and women for Iowa Central finished 3rd and 4th last year.
At Nationals, yes,
Yes.
we did. Yes, we did.
Did you have any individuals that won any events there? Or?
Unfortunately, we didn't. We did get a 3rd place, which was by a sophomore from last year.
Oh, okay. So no returners
No.
as far as. Finishing first is Monique, the time of 5:38. Second is Grace with a 5:53. And Ashley's on her last length here. And Ashley finishes with a 6-minute 20
She's,
second.
she still has.
Oh, sorry, I was the board.
She's on her last length right now.
Ah.
Event 20, men's 500-yard freestyle. Lane 3, Taylor from Iowa.
Ashley finished with a time of 7 minutes and 1 second. Event 20, we have the men's 500-yard freestyle. We have in lane 3, we'll have Caden Taylor from Iowa Central. In lane 4, we'll have William Spitz from Barton. And lane 5, we have Hilton Collinson from Iowa Lakes. In lane 6, we have Carter Shimian from Iowa Central.
Pushing ahead already, we have Hilton Collison from Iowa Lakes turning first. Right behind him is William from Barton. And not so far behind them is Carter from Iowa Central.
With Caden falling a little bit behind here. Now the swim teams here are pretty small in numbers.
Yeah.
So would you say that you guys are really a close-knit?
Yes, we are a very close team. We spend a lot of time together, I must say. We're a very friendly group towards each other. There's not any hatred at all.
Always good. A different atmosphere than a larger
A larger team,
Sports team,
definitely.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Was there any culture changes that you noticed when you first came over?
Not many, to be honest with you. The major shock to me was just the fact that you guys drive on the other side of the road that what we do.
Ah, okay.
But other than that, for the most part, things are done more or less the same. But compared to South Africa, obviously America is a lot developed country than what we are. So that's kind of also a big thing for me because everything is a lot more developed than what I've been used to.
So this is the first meet of the season, is that, or?
Yes, this is our first meet of the season.
And you have 11 total?
Yes,
This is the only home meet this semester.
this semester, yes.
And so you head home over winter break, or do you guys have practices and so
During
on?
winter break, we just have that short little break between Christmas and New Year's, and we have to be back the 2nd of January to get back into the pool because we have a meet on the 6th of January.
Ah, so not very much time off here.
Yeah, so not much time off, but I guess it's the sacrifice you have to make to become a very fast swimmer.
Yeah. So you're a medley participant?
Yes, I swim the 200 medley, which
Is the last race of the...
no, that's
Nope.
the last event of the evening is the 200-yard freestyle relay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The medley relay, or are you in the medley?
I'm in both the medley relay and the individual medley.
And what is your personal best in that?
In the 200 medley, it would be a 156.5. And then my breaststroke events, my 100 breaststroke is a 56, with my 200 breaststroke being a 205.
Which one of those events would you say was your favorite?
Probably the 100 breaststroke.
The shorter one?
Yeah.
Those seem to be a little more interesting, but it really shows off the athlete's mental strength and their overall conditioning. It takes so much to be able to put together a good time on those longer races.
Exactly.
A lot of respect can be earned. We have two competitors that have finished. We have Hilton Collison finishing first with a 5:04. We have Carter finishing second with a 5:18. William finishes third with a 5:49, and Caden still has a little bit to go here.
finishing up right now is Caden.
We will now have a 15-minute break.
We have just been informed we have a 15-minute break. We will return to you as soon as that is over.